the show. Not that much, but I am there. I mean, that clip obviously would have been a lot better if I was there. I was in the club dancing, you just didn't see me. Say it again? No. Yeah, they just used some CGI and they put that guy's head on my body. A little bit extra for it, it's all good. Is it yeah? You should have seen him in the gym this morning. The guy's a beast. I don't understand. He wears the baggy clothes just to fool you guys. So what was I saying? Special Agent Paul Ballard. I play the FBI agent who's given the case of the Dollhouse. And I'm the guy in the case. I'm the man trying to expose the Dollhouse, the urban myth of the Dollhouse. I think when Paul's given the case by his superiors, nobody really has any confidence that he's going to get to the bottom of it or make any progress, because nobody really believes that it exists. Paul feels from the jump that it does, and everything that it represents is morally wrong to him, and it affects him in a personal way. And thus he becomes quite obsessed and driven to expose it.
And you know, I've seen 3 of the first 4 episodes, and you're still kind of on the outside of the story at that point. How do you, by the end of the 13, how far into the world does he stay on the outside of the story for long?
No, we didn't want to do The Reporter and the Hulk for 5 seasons. They just left. Oh, here's your paycheck. Thanks. No, we definitely. The good thing is he can get close to it. He can even get close to her, but she won't remember. So they can meet for the first time, all year. But he does make progress. There is a lot of frustration, and the Dollhouse throws him a lot of curves because they're the Dollhouse. And they are as anxious not to be discovered as he is to discover them. But basically, we just get to beat up on him a lot. But you'll find that there is a real progression for his character in terms of just who he is and also how he relates to the Dollhouse by the end of the season.
Okay, because clearly Echo, the Eliza character, is the hero of the show, but you're sort of the secondary hero in a way, trying to get inside the thing. And is there a sense that you see yourself as her protector at some time, or maybe her rescuer, maybe even?
Yeah, definitely her rescuer. I mean, once Paul starts getting information and clues and from this unknown source about Echo in particular, it gives him a face to the Dollhouse. It gives him even more reason and motivation to try and bring it down.
Because it's Eliza's face.
Exactly. Right? Paul's like, oh my God, look at how beautiful she is. I've got to work harder. I'm going to save this girl. And she will be so happy that it's me. No, I think there's actually more to it than that. I think that as the show progresses this season, it might not be explored that much, but I think that's one of the most compelling things about Paul, his character, is that, here's a gorgeous girl, here's the face of the Dollhouse, of course, but there's something more than that. There's a connection made between them, even before he meets her. When he sees her for the first time, when he sees a picture of her, it really affects him in a personal way. And I don't know, there's something that the Dollhouse represents. Paul early on gets a sense that it might be involved with human trafficking, and the Russian mob might be involved, and all of that is, it's more motivation to get to the bottom of it and to rescue Echo or help her out.
Well, a lot of people are already aware about the genesis of this show, but it kind of brings new meaning to the idea of let's do lunch. And so I think, Josh, I wanted to get a sense of how this all came about, because you had been away from TV for quite a while before this all happened, and this was not a show that had been lurking in the recesses of your vault somewhere. So this, give us a little preview.
Thank you for referring to my brain as a vault. There is half of it that's by now sort of well known, which is that Eliza and I had lunch because she had a deal at Fox, and because we're old friends, and well, I'm the old friend. During the course of that lunch, during the course of talking about how versatile she is, how underused she is, and the different things she could do to keep herself from getting really bored and overwhelmed by a TV show, Dollhouse kind of emerged. There are, however, a lot of themes in it that have been interesting to me for a long time. The idea of recreation, the idea of identity, the idea of sort of deconstructing the concepts of love and selfhood and humanity. I'm such a bitter, sad man. And this is my bitter, sad show. Welcome to it.
It is an interesting departure for you because we're used to shows of yours dealing in the world of the supernatural. This is more about something unnatural happening in a way, and what it explores about human nature and the using of these people is kind of disturbing. Is this? To me, it's almost been the most disturbing, potentially, show that you've given us.
It's far and away the most disturbing thing that I can remember doing, at least since season 6 of Buffy. And probably more than that. And some people have actually been very offended by the premise. And I don't necessarily think they're wrong. I think that everybody's going to bring a different point of view to this and stress different parts of it. I went for something that is very dark, but I took it out of the real world into the slight sort of 5 minutes in the future sci-fi so that I could deal with it in a way that is not, the same. I'm not going to make a show about, the state of, like human trafficking or something like that. It's the most appalling thing that is going on this planet. But there is a structural similarity to that. But what I'm going for is something that is the same as what I was going for with the other shows, which is really just take the premise and then unravel the people within it. Just sort of beat them up, put them through their paces, question everything we believe about them. And in this sense, it is like the other shows. It definitely has a darker tint. But for me, my hope is that people will see something appalling and find something beautiful in it, and vice versa. And that the audience, and this is something that I revered in Hitchcock, the audience comes away as unclean as the people in the show. Everybody is compromised, including this heroic man. And that to me is an important statement. If people can accept that there are two sides to everything they're seeing, then they're seeing the whole show. But if they only see one side, it's not like they're not, what they're seeing isn't there.
Because that does bring up an interesting question about the dollhouse itself, because so many of the regular characters are the people who are controlling Echo's engagements, her missions, her fate, really. And are they good? Are they bad? Are they both? Are they mainly bad? I mean, what are they?
They are, sadly for them, people. And they are people with power. And people who have power do all of one thing, and that's abuse it. And they're people that I like very much. The programmer, character of Topher, people will not be surprised to hear a little bit of me in him. He creates characters and has no morals. So we